We are not shilling. We are not trying to get products to sell. We don't want to work on give us your money because we are going to make you rich fast. We want to create something, actually something that will persist in time, art related. And when I say art, I mean art in the most comprehensive way.
Oh, what is going on? Ada Nation, welcome to Dapp Central. My name is Fareed, and as a part of today's video, we are going to be getting the scoop on the Pudgy Cats project. Now, I'm going to be joined by Gas, founder and creator of the Pudgy Cat project. Gas, this is the first time that you and I are meeting face to face. Good morning. How are
Right.
you doing?
Good morning to you. I'm okay. It's the first time everyone have seen the face of the Pudgy Cat. It's a face reveal just for you.
I I am happy to have that bit of alpha as we're kicking off this interview. I'm excited for what we've got in store. So let's just go and just jump right on in. Number one, do you mind giving us a little bit about your background and just explaining what the Pudgy Cats project is?
Of course. I've been a professional writer for about almost 20 years now. I wrote books and I worked on TV shows and radio shows. I used to have one show, All Mine show on national Italian radio because I'm Italian and I'm half of the Pudgy Cat project because the project is half mine and half Swedish because it was created with the help of the people from the Nordic Stake Pool. They are from Sweden and they take care of all the technical side of the project while I work on the creative side of the project because it's my main skill to work on creative things, creating words and characters. And this is just another attempt to create something new and original. And I chose the Pudgy Cat because I'm really in love with the mannequinecos and these kind of cats in general.
Thank you for that. So, for anybody who's wondering about what the Pudgy Cats are and how to get access to them, the official website is available at pudgycat.io. They've got their paw paper there and just so much information surrounding the entire project. Now, we're going to jump into the first topic. You guys were recently listed on CoinGecko. Can you talk about the significance of such a listing for the Pudgy Cat project?
It's something that gives more relevance to the token, in my opinion, meaning that it's some kind of recognition from the crypto space. Because we started this project as a joke, we tried just to have some fun, but then we got some traction and we started taking things seriously. And we wanted to actually create something with it, not just memes or stuff like that. At the beginning, we were labeled as a meme coin. We moved on from that. We started creating content. We started creating activities for our community. And we tried to get more involvement from other people from the whole Cardano space, trying to get partnerships and cooperation with other projects, talking about those and trying to get in contact with them and maybe do something together. We actually had some partnership, very good partnership with some of them. We are searching for even more of those because we believe that this space must be the most cooperative you can have. And it's not only about finance and economy or technology, which is an important part, but it's also about personal relationships and coming together with some ideas about how this very famous Web3 is going to be, and we can work together on that.
Awesome response. I think for myself, community has been a key piece within Cardano that is super underrated. There's polls that go on online and people are always flooding Cardano, but what keeps us going and what keeps us together is just that, the community. And so I think it's important to not only focus, like you said, on the financial, on the tech, but also on projects that are helping to build and keep the community as one. Now,
Yeah.
we're going to jump into the next piece here. You recently mentioned, and you actually just talked about it just now, that you made the transition from meme coin or meme token into an art-based project. Can you talk
Yeah.
about how that transition has come and what the response has been so far from the existing Pudgy community?
So the idea is that meme coins are not getting any more such a good um, thought about them. I mean, people think that those are rug pulls or scam projects that are just there to steal the money of the ones who fall into this kind of traps. And we didn't want to be attached to that kind of label anymore because we are not focusing on the economical part of the project. We are not shilling. We are not trying to get products to sell. We don't want to work on give us your money because we are going to make you rich fast. We want to create something, actually something that will persist in time, art related. And when I say art, I mean art in the most comprehensive way. It can be about text, it can be about images, it can be about videos. We also tried the video game way because anything that you can create with your imagination and your ideas is some kind of art of expression. We believe in the human being as a vessel for emotions. And when we can drive emotions with our content, that's what makes us happy. We never told anyone that this project is going to go to the moon. We don't like moon boys. We are going to maybe inside of us more than outside, and maybe beyond.
Really cool to hear that you're coming up with a different approach and a different philosophy when it comes to building a community within crypto. So many times there are the projects that are, shilling, encouraging the moon boy behavior. And again, I think that is a part of crypto. That's inevitable. That does bring in people into the space, the financial freedom and the financial opportunities. But it looks like you're
Yeah,
really
of
trying
course.
to build a base, not necessarily focused on that.
Yeah, the matter is this. I don't know if you ever experienced this, but when you try to speak about cryptocurrencies or crypto in general, or NFTs or Web3 to people that are not in our bubble, they look strange at you. They look as you are an alien, someone who's maybe going mad or crazy about something that is never going to happen and that is full of risks and people trying to scam you. And that's a problem, in my opinion, because if you're trying to expand the knowledge of this kind of technology, you have to approach this kind of people, not telling them about what we daily talk about, because we are in this bubble. We know each other. We know the technology. We um, don't need to understand the basics. They don't know anything about that. So you have to give them the information with a spoon, like if they are babies that don't know anything about it. And you have to make them approach this world slowly, very slowly. It's important to have sites and communities that create informative content, educational content, but that's a step ahead. The very basic of everything is curiosity. So when we create something, when we put a video on our YouTube channel, or we write something on X, or create some kind of art, the idea is to spark their curiosity and to show them that this world, this community of people that uh, revolves around the crypto and Web3 is not only about crypto and technology and financial gains or economy. It's much, much more. And when they see that we are regular people as anyone else, not just nerds or crazy people, they could start thinking that approaching us is not a bad thing to do, and we can get a much better reputation and involve many more people in our ideas and our projects.
That is such an amazing perspective that you're sharing with me, Gas. And like I said, this is the first time that you and I are seeing each other face to face and hearing each other over voice
Yeah.
chat. And I'm just taken away by the approach that you have. I think inevitably this is a long term mission. Like you said earlier, this is not a project that you're aiming to, build up very quickly and kind of take from the community, but you're trying to expand the community. And just like you said, in order for us to bring new people in, we have to spoon feed them. We have to bring down that barrier. I didn't even think about it, but you're right. When I speak to other people about crypto, I act as if they wake up and they check Twitter and they do all these things that I do, every single day waking up in this space. So I'm going to make a mental note for myself to take it a little bit easier when I'm talking to other people that aren't as cued into crypto as I am moving forward. So thank you for that insight.
It's like that meme on the internet when you have the doomer guy and he has this work at McDonald's and he tries to uh, run away from the rat race, and crypto is his solution to get this famous Lamborghini. And it's not only that. I mean, it's a nice satire of this world. It's funny, and I enjoy those videos. I mean, they make me laugh. But talking seriously, it's much, much more than that. So we need to drive this idea that we are going to do so many things in a different way that will be enjoyable from people.
I completely agree with you there. And you look at the history of Bitcoin and just crypto in general, people that may have been called crazy or nerds or whatever you want to call them a couple of years back are not being looked at in the same light. And I think it's going to be the same thing with the Cardano community and just the broader blockchain space as it continues to mature. We're going to continue to solidify reputation. So I think it's just a matter of time. Now, the Pudgy team recently struck a partnership with the Genius X protocol or the Genius X accelerator. Do you mind
Yeah.
touching on the importance of that and how that particular partnership came to be?
Yeah, as you probably remember, is where we met for the first time, because I had this opportunity to talk with the Genius X. I'd say the Genius Yield team at the beginning, almost 2 years ago when they were really starting. It was during their first ISPO, and they were searching for people to help them spread their words. And I liked their project. I liked their approach because it was not about marketing; it was about creating stuff. And they didn't want to go fast or arrive first. In that period, if you remember, there were the first dexes launching, like SundaeSwap and then MinSwap, but they didn't care about that. They didn't want to arrive first. They wanted to create something that was performing and unique and functioning. And I like that approach, which I think is the uh, global Cardano approach. Because if you remember, this blockchain started with the idea to be peer reviewed, to be technically and mathematically complete. So that approach is what I like. We started talking together for a little period in their Discord channel. Then it came up, I'm Italian, and they wanted someone that could help them to talk about Genius Yield to the Italian crypto community. So I started making translations for them on their Discord server and on their posts are translated in Italian by me, and we moved on from that. But on the other side, I had this Pudgy Cat project on the side, and I wanted to involve the Pudgy Cat project too, because I'm not famous as myself in the crypto world. I mean, I don't even tend to be on camera. I used to be beside the scene because writers, and Pudgy Cat had a little following, so it was a nice way to try to use our kind of communication for Genius Yield too. And we started an art contest with them for Genius X, where people could win Gens X tokens by sending artworks. And then we launched a video on our YouTube channel when we described the proposals of Genius Yield for Fund 10 in a funny way, I think. I mean, I like to play with artificial intelligence lately, and I found these very nice models where that you can use to create your text with the voice of some famous people, and I fell in love with the voice of Sir David Attenborough, and I thought his voice was the best voice to explain to people in an easy way the proposals, the Genius Yields proposal for Fund 10. And I worked on that video, and it had a nice success. I mean, for a YouTube channel that just started, and we are trying to get the channel bigger, and as you YouTubers say, like and subscribe. I mean, I'm talking with someone in the Cardano community. Farid, you are some kind of David Letterman of the Cardano community. I'm so happy to be on this show because it's a big opportunity for me to let people know what we do, because always goes under the radar. But how much work needs a YouTube channel to grow, and how much work you did to reach this level. I remember about you when you just started, and you never skipped a beat. You worked every day, you did a great job, and now you are probably starting to get the results of your hard work. We try to do the same with our channels, maybe not in your style, because you are the one who knows what happens, you can analyze, you can explain. We just want to create art and have fun. So we'll try to create funny contents and publish them there, hoping to get some people enjoying it.
Thank you for the kind words. And for anybody who's interested in subscribing and checking out all of the Pudgy Cat content, I'll leave the link to their YouTube channel down below as a part of today's video description. Some words of encouragement on your end. Continue to keep at it. YouTube is a game of consistency. And a lot of times people get discouraged early on, but that's actually when you're learning and you're building the muscles, right? So earlier you were talking about, us spoon feeding people outside its ecosystem. But I look at YouTube in a very similar fashion, right? For anybody who hasn't created content before, which I know that you have, obviously, like you mentioned, you're a writer and you've had some shows produced. So you kind of know how it goes. But when I look
Yeah.
at other, just creators in general, even outside of crypto, a lot of times they can get discouraged, especially early on when there isn't a viewership. But that's the time where you have to learn to build those content creation muscles. And I can only say that because I literally went through that same exact process where for the first 6 to 8 months, I was putting in 8 to 10 hours per video to maybe just get a handful of views. And sometimes I was really discouraged, but I now am starting to see some of that payoff. And hopefully we can both see success in the next bull run. So thank you for that there, Gas. The next thing I want to jump
Sam.
into. Yep. No, thank you. Thank you. The next thing I want to jump into is going to be a pretty big partnership in addition to the Genius Yield, or excuse me, to Genius X. This is going to be with Paima Studios. Is there
Yeah.
any alpha that you can share here with this? Because Paima Studios is known for collaborating and building with some pretty big NFT projects, right? There's Dead Pixels, and there's a few other games that have already been released. What's going on here, and what can we expect with respect to the Pudgy Cat team?
So this partnership is very recent, so we don't really have something to show yet, but it never was this way. We never set a real date or a final date for some kind of release of the games we are working on. We had a problem, a big problem, that was to connect in a seamless way our games to the Cardano blockchain, which is a bit tricky. I mean, I'm not a code developer. I have a code developer which is very busy on so many things. So, I mean, it's not our first thing to do. We do it for fun, but especially him. But we had the opportunity to see this engine, this Paima engine, that makes very easy to connect game or something on with the Cardano blockchain. And we took the opportunity to talk with them and get access to their engine. It helped a lot because that part is substantially ready. Recently, we had to face another problem, though, because we were working on the Unity engine too. And maybe if you follow the gaming space, the recent controversy with the Unity engine about fees. Their new fee structure is about game installations, no more about revenues. So creating a game in our situation with the Unity engine would be a loss. I mean, even if the game has success, it won't be profitable in any way. We just lose money doing it, and we try to use our money very wisely because, as you know, we don't move millions of dollars. We are a small project, and we had to stop there for the moment because we need to find an alternative. Maybe we could move to Unreal, but Unreal is a very huge thing. Our games are not meant to be something like cornucopias, huge open games with great 3D graphics. We were more about the 80s arcade. I like that kind of style, which is the same style I use for the Pudgy Cat. And we'll find a way. I mean, the structures, the ideas, the stories about the two games we were trying to create are there. So we just need to move them to something else. And it'll take some time now because we are starting other part of the project too, but they'll come one day. Our philosophy is that we don't want to say the game will come out this day, because how many project does this thing. They say this is the day we come out, then the day comes and they say, oh, we had a problem, we had to delay, and they delay for 1 month and they delay for 3 months, and it's a kind of perpetual creating of hype, which is something I hate. I don't want to be hyped in eternity. I want to know when you are going to deliver, if you are going to deliver, because if you are just hyping me over and over again, I start to lose faith in what you're doing because you can't manage your time, I suppose. So we're not doing that. We're not saying we are going to release the game in that date. We're going to release the game one day. It will happen. We are working in the background, and we are trying to get all the tools we need to do it in the best way, in the most secure way, both for our community, which is paramount, their interest for us, and for possible newcomers that could enjoy what we do, even not being part today of our community. And Paima was a block that we were missing, and now we have Paima, and we can count on them to go forward on that field.
Yeah, I think it's a really big partnership. Again, they've already proven themselves with pretty big partnerships. I think the SNEC token has also
Yeah.
partnered up with them to actually build a game as well, which is kind of
Yeah.
taken a retro theme and a
Yeah,
retro approach
it's
to the
it's
Snake
really
game.
really cold because I mean, if you're snake, if you're snack or snack, or I don't know how to pronounce it, as you want to play Snake, which is something we remember from our Nokia 3310, I guess. It's something very nostalgic, and yeah, it was something I imagined they were going to do. If I have to think about something we could do, maybe it's a spoiler, maybe it's not. If you remember Puzzle Bubble, that would be a nice idea of what we could do. Anyway,
Nice. Nice. Thank
yeah,
you for the alpha there. We'll let the audience connect the dots here. And
yeah,
yeah, I just gonna say that I really appreciate your straightforward approach to timing and the level-headedness when it comes to not hyping people up. You're completely right that the more you get hyped up, not only does it feel good initially, but once things aren't delivered, then it's almost kind of like a coming back to earth moment where you're like, man, you
yeah,
you lose that little bit of faith because what you thought was going to happen didn't happen when the team said it was going to happen. So I think we're going to start to see one of two things: either teams really beginning to value their words, or taking the similar approach to you where they're like, hey, we're working on it, but we'll let you know when it's done. We're not
yeah,
going to
yeah,
front run you or tell you that things are coming. when they're not ready yet. So again, I appreciate the transparency and the alpha there as to what we could potentially expect. Now I've got two more questions before we wrap up today's interview. The next is going to be surrounding the tokenomics for the Pudgy project.
Yeah,
So I believe you guys have gone through an update with
yeah,
the
yeah.
value of the token. Do you mind touching on what that is and what effect it has for any existing token holders?
Yes, of course. As you see, there's a lot going on, and we are working on so many fronts. So, as I told you at the beginning, we were sick and tired of this definition of meme coin. I mean, we started as a meme coin, no doubt about it. And when we launched the token, it was meant to have a supply of 1,000 trillions tokens, which is a ludicrous amount, but it was meant to be a joke. I mean, we didn't take it seriously. But when it came to rethinking our way, our vision, that number didn't sound good. Too big, too stupid. I mean, and we wanted something that was more manageable and would work better with our vision. So the beauty of the Cardano blockchain is that you can give to the Cardano registry the informations about your token, and if needed, you can change them. And we launched the token without decimals, so you couldn't have 1/10, for example, of Pudgy token. One Pudgy token was the least you could have. But now we ask to the Cardano registry to give to our token 6 decimals. So you can have one part in a million of a Pudgy token. And that's for two reasons. The first reason is that having a total supply of 1 billion token is much more serious in my eyes, much more manageable. If you think about the history of Bitcoin as 21 million, but if I want to mention some serious and very good project on Cardano, I could say World Mobile Token, which has a supply of 2 billion tokens. And 1 billion sounded good. Also, it's the Pudgy token. I mean, if it's not a big value for each single token, how can it be Pudgy? So 1 million of the old tokens is now the same of one single token. And the nicest part, always related to the technology about the Cardano blockchain, is that you don't need to change your tokens in the new token, which because it's not a different token. It's the same token. It has the same policy ID, and everything happens automatically. So if you add 1 million Pudgy tokens in your wallet, the day after the change, you can see automatically transform them in one new Pudgy token. So nothing to do for anyone. Everything is done automatically. And we cared a lot about making this change so that maybe finally nobody will call us anymore as a meme coin, because we are going to do much more than memes, and we like this label of art coin, which is of course a pun about altcoins. And but we're not just alternative, we are artistic, because we try to express what we do with art.
Really interesting take there. And again, I appreciate the transparency. On the note about you guys being an art based project, for anybody who isn't aware, the Pudgy team does have their own NFT collection, which did sell out. And this is going to be called the What Warhol Wanted collection. So if
Yeah.
you guys want to pick one of these up, you can head over to jpeg.store. We've got the amazing collection here. And as Gas mentioned, they're now reshifting or shifting over from what was previously known and called as a meme coin over to an art based project. So a little bit of a spin on words there. I do appreciate that, but I had to take the opportunity to go ahead and just quickly plug in the Pudgy NFT collection. Now, the very last thing I want to jump into is going to be surrounding something that I just saw on your Twitter feed. And this is going to be called the Pudgy Dumpster. What is this all about, Gas?
Yeah, the Pudgy Dumpster is the ultimate response to the shit coins lying around on the Cardano blockchain, because we had a fair share of them too. And when I say shit coins, I talk about project who rugged, project who just went broke, everything that is not still alive for one reason or another. And we wanted to create a little place to collect all these failed projects and also a place where people could send things they don't like anymore, because sometimes what you purchase is like a tattoo, and you can't get rid of a tattoo maybe, but you can get rid of one NFT you don't like anymore, and or tokens you don't want to have in your wallet anymore for whatever reason. So we created this place, this HADA handle, which is Pudgy Dumpster, where people can send what they don't want in their wallet. And it helps us in two ways. The first way is creating this kind of collection of failed projects. And we want to use this in the long run when we'll be able to finally play the cornucopias metaverse, because we bought some land plots, but also a couple of domes, and one of those domes is meant to be like an art gallery. And this art gallery will have an entire section dedicated to failed projects on Cardano. But to show them, we need to have them. So we collect them and we take them there, waiting to show them in our dome on Cornucopias when they launch the metaverse. And the second thing is that, as someone used to say, the garbage for some men can be a gem for some other person. And maybe someone is interested as well in getting some of that content on the dumpster, and we are glad to accept and receive proposals for them, so that if they want to pay for part or all of that content, we can get some funds and use that funds for the project. Because one thing we do, and I think not many projects do, is that every cent we get from our activities is reinvested in the project. The Pudgy Cat project has been around for almost 2 years. We launched on January 2022, and me or any other member of the team, we never got a cent. We never sold a cent. Everything we got was reinvested in the project. So we are working for free. I mean, you won't find any other project surviving 2 years working for free. They fail for much less. And we are glad to keep on going this way, so that we can have more funds to invest in the project. Because this project, even if it's a small project, it has its costs. I mean, one could need to pay for the server to run the Cardano node, or for the subscription to Twitter. I still keep on calling it Twitter, to X Blue, X Special, or you need to pay for something else, or maybe a tool you need to do something. So the expenses are there, and we just at least want to break even and go on from there. Then, if in the future something goes very, 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 very well, we'll be glad to share what we get good with the ones who have our NFTs or our tokens, and maybe someone will get something in return. But we don't know. I mean, this world changes so rapidly, and you can never predict what will happen one day from another. So we just enjoy the ride, and we'll see where we will be in 2 years, in 5 years, in 10 years, because we're not going to go anywhere. I mean, in 10 years, you'll still have Pudgy tokens laying around, and we'll do the second part of this interview in 10 years when you'll be such a famous YouTuber with millions and millions of subscribers, or maybe you'll have your show on television. I don't know. We'll see if this prediction was correct.
I will definitely be in need of a writer, so I will be reaching out to you guys if I ever make it
Thank
that
you.
big. I just want to say I commend you for your passion and your labor of love. Like you said, on my hand, I could probably count how many teams are working for free, and that's literally one now that you just mentioned, which is the Pudgy Cat project, right? I'm not sure if any other project that has number one worked for free in this space, and the number two that has made it in this space as long as you have. So again, really a huge testament to what you're doing and your commitment to the space and building up a true community without the speculation and all these other things that tend to come with crypto projects. That's going to bring us to the end here for today's interview, guys. For anybody who wants to find out more about the Pudgy project, again, please check out the description down below as a part of today's video. I'll leave the link to their NFT collection and everything you need to go ahead and just join their community. On that note, if you guys found this particular video to be helpful, as always, I would appreciate you if you could tap that like button. If it's your first time stopping by the channel and you want more content like this surrounding the top builders in the Cardano ecosystem, consider subscribing. And last but not least, if you have any questions for myself or Gas surrounding the Pudgy project, then definitely make sure to go ahead and leave a comment down below. That said, we'll see you guys in the next video.
Hey, are we alone? Farid is not here. I have a message for you. On September the 26th, we are going to launch a very, very great thing. It's called The Great Beyond. It's a podcast. We'll interview many, many famous and important people about the crypto world and beyond. I'll be the director, I'll be the writer, and we'll have a very, very good host with a fantastic radiophonic voice. It's called Lourdes. So stay tuned. September the 26th. September the 26th. The Great Beyond is waiting for you.